Donita, Donita the donkey. Well, Donita, how you doing today? Well, doing well. Yesterday, one of my favorite days of the year. Really? Why is that? It's called Palm Sunday, I think. Yep, that's what it's called, Palm Sunday. Yeah, it is. And in the donkey world, that's a special day. Really? Yeah. There's a character in the story that happened to the king on Palm Sunday that often overlooked, but not by the donkeys. Who would that character be? Well, it's the donkey that carried the king into the city. You're right, that Palm Sunday story. I think about Jesus, of course, the king come into the world. I think about all the folks lining up and yelling their yells and throwing down their palms. See there, I told you. But I don't stop and think very often what he wrote in on. Well, you look at it, it tells you right in there. He got a foal of a donkey, a common animal used for extraordinary reasons. So it's an ordinary donkey. Oh yeah, just ordinary donkey, but used for a special reason. Yeah, carry the king. Yep, the king likes to use the ordinary. Yeah, it's true. It's true. We've entered into a pretty special week for we who are followers of Jesus, called among some as Holy Week, others as Passion Week. It's a week leading up to some very, very special key events in the life of the King of Jesus. But we don't want to miss the little details, like the detail of the animal he chose to ride in on. Ordinary, common. Our Lord God loves the common, the ordinary. Of course, yes, we're all special. God made what? Us all special. But we as special people, we're just ordinary folk, ordinary special folk. Donkeys. Thank God, but sometimes we can say something more by what we do than what we say. Jesus that day was saying something to everybody that was along the road, calling and hollering, and sure he was coming to be throned as king. By picking an ordinary, using the ordinary. He wants to use the ordinary. Let's make note of that today, okay? He wants to use the ordinary. And let's be reminded, we have, if you're the first time with us today, this kind of monkey see, monkey do. If you've done some other segments with us, you know we kind of do this almost every time because it's kind of a foundation of what we do, okay? We have good news. X marks the spot, plus in our lives, the cross. News, even in hard times. Yes, the times are hard. We've got good news. We don't want to ignore the good news, just getting lost and thinking about the hard times. But we don't want to just ignore the hard. Jesus wants to use us in this hard time, even as ordinary folks. Ordinary, regular hammer. And with this regular, ordinary hammer in the hands of an extraordinary carpenter, the friend who gave this to me was a pretty great carpenter. His name was Bob. He'd tell me his name was Bob, spelled both ways, B-O-B, Bob. Bob was a pretty great carpenter. He could take this average hammer and do some pretty extraordinary work in the hand of a carpenter. Guess what Jesus chose as a profession while he walked on this planet? Yeah, he was a carpenter, stonemason, craftsman, showing how we can take the ordinary and do extraordinary, because this hammer's not the only tool that an extraordinary carpenter can use. A donkey, me, you. Tell yourself, God can use me. Just tell yourself, God can use me. point someone else around you. Maybe point through the camera at me and say, God can use you. God can use you. No matter how common and ordinary we may feel, God can use us. In fact, right now, He can use you. He wants to use me, using me to give you a hug. Okay? Give yourself a squeeze. Give yourself a squeeze. Okay? That's me giving you a squeeze. Okay, you reaching out and give me one too? Just be able to share, even across social distancing. God wants us to be able to share that love with one another and with Him. All right. The Bible is a storybook. And that storybook is filled with all kinds of stories. And those stories are meant to make a difference with our story. Now I want to pick on one of those stories. And again, what we're talking about today, part of that good news, even in hard times, is that God can and wants to use ordinary, even small, ordinary objects and persons for some pretty extraordinary reasons. He chooses that. So anyway, prop I want to use is this. This is not a make-believe character. This is a character who really did live. It's talked about in the Bible. The story is found in 4 different places really, but it's in John chapter 6 that we meet this character. So you can look it up sometime. Give me a moment. Just kind of use my imagination to step into this. Use your imagination with me, and let's hear this gentleman's story. Hi. Yeah, keep this. It reminds me of well, let me tell you what it reminds me of. It reminds me of a special time in my life when I was just a little boy. Back when I was a little boys and other children weren't thought of as being very much just out of the way, out of sight, out of mind. Don't get in the way. Kids are kids. Weren't thought as being very special, just very ordinary, just kind of put to the side. Not that my parents were like that with me, but it seemed like most everybody else was. But then he came along. This guy had been a carpenter just down the road. Started being a rabbi, going around and teaching. Folks felt like he may be a very special rabbi, one called by God to do something special rabbi. But you know what? I love the way he told stories. He told all kinds of stories. Stories about seeds growing up out of the ground. Stories about, the smallest seed. Talk about the smallest seed, the mustard seed. That's a little tiny seed. But how planted in the ground can die up and grow up to be extraordinary. And with us, and with him, we weren't just nobodies. He took a little friend of mine, put a friend, said, the kingdom of heaven, if I have faith, have of us like a child. Good child. He thought we were very special. Okay, I gotta get to today. We're gonna go. My folks and I, we're gonna go follow Jesus around for a bit, at least one full day, and more maybe. So we need to get some stuff. And my mom wanted to make sure that it had food to eat. So she took this basket that was made special for me, and my daddy went and caught some little fish, little 5 little fishes. And my mom cooked some little 5 little loaves and little loaves and put them in there. And so off we went. It was a great day. I spent my time running, hearing some of his stories, and back playing with some of my friends, and going to hear some more of his stories, and back, just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. One of the times, when I was back to hear him a little bit, I heard him tell his followers they need to feed the people. I looked around. There was at least 10 or 20 or 50 or 1,000. I don't know if there was more people I'd ever seen. I never really noticed them before. I was too busy playing and listening. But I thought, how are they going to feed those folks? I didn't know. And they didn't know. I could tell they were really stumped. And then I remembered my lunch. It's not very much. It's just a mustard seed size. Just an ordinary. Could he? I wonder. And so I decided to. And I went up and just kind of tugged on the robe of one of his followers and just showed him. He looked at me and kind of shook his head like, what's that about? We looked around and had any other choices. And he took me and took the lunch over to Jesus and handed it to Jesus. And Jesus looked at the lunch and looked at me, looked at the lunch and looked at me. And he smiled and gave me a wink and a nod. He looked up to the heavens and prayed, said to his Father. And then Then he just reached in, started breaking the bread, and handed it to his father. Handed it to his father. He kept doing it, kept doing it. I looked at the bottom, see if there was still a bottom. He kept pulling, kept doing it, till the hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people were fed. And then he took up baskets of leftovers, not little baskets, big baskets. Jesus did something extraordinary that day. It was something very ordinary, a little lunch. Oh, he taught me something that day, and what he did. He's able to take the ordinary, the mustard seed, and do something special. I got thinking about it. My daddy was a part of that. He cut those little 5 fishes. He was an ordinary fisherman catching fish. My mom was an ordinary cooker but her ordinary, my grandmama wove and made this, but was a part of, we were all a part of it. And then as we continued to follow him, there was a time we went into the city and people were yelling and hollering and leaves before him. I was throwing leaves down before him. And in my doing so, I met this guy. This guy who gave me a nudge in my elbow and said, "See the donkey he's on?" "Yeah." "Well, yeah. He's riding a donkey. He's a king. What's he doing on a donkey?" Sure. He's using ordinary things for extraordinary reasons. And the little boy told me it was his donkey. Well, it's Daddy's donkey. The little colt running along the side, that was going to be his when he grew up. And I began to look and see, as I've grown to be a man and see the rest of the story, don't have to get into that today, what I've seen in over and over and over again, he uses the ordinary, the little mustard seed for extraordinary. God uses the ordinary for extraordinary reasons. To do more than we could ever dream. So I keep the basket, Grandma's basket's falling apart a bit, I'm afraid. But it helps me remember our big and wonderful God is able to do wonderful things with the ordinary mustard seed sized. He does. Let's quickly do an imagination in action, can we? All right, just real quickly. Let's be a mustard seed. Okay, get up. Come on, get up. You've been sitting here long enough. Get up. Come on, get up. Okay, unless you're my mother at 92, Mom, you have to do this. She's liable to try. If she could only hear me. Hear me. The rest of us, besides my mom, I want, if you can, get on down. Get down like just a tiny mustard seed. Are you tiny mustard seed? Okay. Tiny mustard seed, ordinary mustard seed, but what? We begin to grow and grow. Come on, begin to grow with me. Grow and grow and grow. We have great big branches that birds are able to take and make nest in and home in and be at home and find a home. Woo! During this time, there's hard times, but our Lord God is using little ordinary folks in special ways. Using Kylie, a school counselor, to sing a song and put it on Facebook. He's using a Jim and Molly, both having been, Jim was a school teacher, Molly still is a school teacher, doing stories and telling stories, reading stories. My friend Bruce, the magician, has done a magic thing and put it on Facebook. Just trying, ordinary folk being used by, just giving themselves over to be used by our extraordinary God. There's a doctor named Michael. So Michael grew up from a little boy. He's now a doctor, and he's up there on the front lines. Just an ordinary fella. There's a nurse friend of mine named Britton, who's on the front lines doing stuff. Just serving, just doing. There's a fireman named Jared. Yeah. One of those first responder folks. first responder folks. And let's go on and on and on and on. There's Kathy, Carol, Jenny, Raymond, Joellen, Todd. There's Raylyn, Flaherty, Eden, Henry, Jack, Mary, Tyler, Serena, Braden, Corbin, Kale, Jaden. Some of your names, isn't it? What I want you to do is, if you're an ordinary person, an ordinary seed, ordinary tool, but you want to be used by our carpenter, by our King, in ways that'll help other people, just tell him so. Just tell him so. Say, Jesus, use me. And that might be just by helping around the house. Kiddos, help around the house. Really get to your schoolwork when your at-home school teacher helps with that. I'm not sure how that might look like, but if you would, we'd love to hear some of your stories. Just type that in, and maybe just with a name to say, here's a tool, wants to be used. I'm ordinary, but I want to be used in extraordinary ways. And again, don't underestimate what that looks like. Helping to sweep up things, picking yourself up after dinner. Just saying a prayer for those that are on the front lines fighting this old giant monster called the COVID-19. Or it may be as simple as going to bed when Mama said. Let's just not underestimate what God wants us to do. Yeah, my camera lady says, yeah, like washing our hands. Jesus loves me, this I know. For the millionth time. Let's pray. Dear King, thank you by showing us, and not just telling us, but showing us that you value the ordinary by riding a donkey into the city, by taking loaves, fish cut by a daddy perhaps, cooked by a mama perhaps, a basket made by a grandma perhaps, certainly carried by a little boy who gave it over to a king and was multiplied and used many times over. I have puppets up here, puppets given to me, my special friends, used now, some of them for many years. My ordinary kids, these gifts used by you, the extraordinary God. So we bring ourselves to you. May this be a day you use us in some small way, help somebody in a big way, whatever that might look like. Please, thank you. Thanks for tuning in today. Again, we didn't say it, but I hope you sensed it. This isn't a show. This is just us sharing with you. The secret, I need this more than anybody else. And my mom out there saying, amen. My wife and daughter saying, amen. Other things during this Holy Week, we'll be announcing on Facebook and some other ways.